What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is DJCS. Welcome back to an all-new video here on my YouTube channel. In this video, we have some new footage from the international trailer to break down, as well as some heavy details from the director himself we're going to talk about. However, if this is your first time seeing me, I have dedicated my channel to being about video games. And sometimes those video games roll into movies like the Mortal Kombat movie, this movie, and the upcoming Super Mario Brothers movie starring Chris Pratt, Charlie Day, and Jack Black. We're going to be talking about all those things once the trailers come out for the Super Mario Brothers. But like I said, in this one, we are talking about Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. If you are new here, you like what you're seeing, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. I am currently working on a lot of horror projects right now, horror games, currently playing Resident Evil over on my Twitch. So, like I said, we got a lot of exciting things coming. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and drop it a like. I would greatly appreciate that. So, in the beginning of the international trailer, we see Claire is riding with the truck driver on their way to Raccoon City. Now, this is different from the game because in the game, Claire rides with Leon after they meet at the gas station, which could still happen because it seems like this is the first time she's returning to the city in search of her brother Chris. And we see her leave the house later on a motorcycle in her red leather jacket. However, just like in the video game, the trucker runs over someone in the street. Something different from the game, though, is the trucker has a Doberman Pinscher in the cab with him, which is the breed of the infamous zombie dogs we see in the game and in this movie. Is this the same dog? I don't know. The body seems to have disappeared in the time they hit her and got out of the truck, though. They go to investigate, and the dog starts licking up the blood on the ground, maybe eating some meat chunks there, too. Who knows? But I don't think this is where our truck driver gets bit. I think the dog turns after they drop off Claire and it bites the trucker. Though the zombie may still be around as Claire looks confused and says, "Hello?" as she likely hears someone from the woods. We see the studio logos again, another shot of Raccoon City. There's an air raid siren going off, basically a warning siren. Not sure if this is actually happening in the movie or it's just added sounds for dramatic effect for the trailer. William Birkin busts into Sherry's room, and yes, I call her Sherry. I know I screwed that up a couple times last time. And he tells her,
"Honey, we need to go now."
We're back outside the RPD, and then Chief Irons tells someone to lock the gates, likely buckling down for the impending doom that's coming on them. Claire finally reaches home, and Chris asks her why she's back. She explains the whole town has been poisoned. Then there's some shots we've seen before, but then a shot of Chief Irons, Leon, and Claire all together as they're looking like they're seeing the zombies start to break in. There's a shot of Chris under the same lighting as Claire, but I don't think these two are anywhere near each other, and I will explain why later. We see the outside of the mansion again, then a front shot of the STARS team as they enter. I originally thought this was Nathan Dales from Letterkenny as Brad Vickers, but I now think this is Chad Rook playing Richard Aiken, who I now know from the first game gets bit by a giant snake. Will we see said giant snake? I doubt it. We see the slow turn zombie reveal, which at the time I didn't realize was straight out of the first game, but I've since started playing it over on my Twitch channel. There's the reveal. Twitch.tv/DJ_CE_S. I am still playing through this game, and I will be playing it tonight. Then there's a bunch of action shots and then new audio from William Birkin saying,
"This is my life's work. I'm not giving it to anybody."
As he's working on one of the sickly characters in the movie, and his wife Annette and daughter Sherry look on in terror. We know from the games that Annette is also a scientist and plays a pretty big part, but not sure what role she will play in the movie. Some longer shots of Chief Irons in the parking garage, but then we hear Irons calling out to Brad Vickers over the radios.
"Vickers, this is Chief Irons. Pick up your damn radio!"
And then we see who I now recognize as Nathan Dales, aka Brad Vickers, sleeping in the chopper, getting attacked through the window. He could have been sleeping, he could have been knocked out, not really sure, but then the chopper crashes into the mansion. And I'll talk more on that later. More action shots, including the liquor. Wesker reveals the big plans of Umbrella when he says,
"Umbrella is gonna destroy this place."
This character, who I didn't know before but have since learned that this is Lisa Trevor from the first game, and then a bunch more action shots, nothing really revealing or noteworthy. So that's basically it for the international trailer. However, we do have more info about the movie, as I stated before, which comes straight from the director Johannes Roberts. I'm going to throw up a big spoiler sign here because Johannes told us a lot about what goes on in the movie in his own trailer breakdown. So if you don't want to know what's going on with the movie, heavy plot details, like I said, spoilers. He tells us that Claire grew up with her brother in an orphanage, but ran away as a child. He goes on to explain that Claire runs away because she saw something and feels it's an evil place. She spent the last few years doing research and gathering details about Umbrella before she returns. In the part where Claire is showing the Ben Bartolucci footage to Chris, Johannes says that we will see more of Ben in the movie. So maybe we will actually see him locked away in a cell. Johannes says that William Birkin plays a major role in the movie and it draws a lot of influence from the game. And then he says that we will see a lot of Birkin with heavy influence on a lot, maybe winking at his transformation into a tyrant. For details on the mansion and the RPD, Johannes says that they worked hand in hand with Capcom to create them, and Capcom gave them the blueprints for these buildings, and he later states that they made them as identical as they could for the main locations. He goes on to explain that the influence for Leon is strongly based on his first day as it is in the game. However, the character in the film is based more on the original Leon of the original Resident Evil 2, not the remake, because the original is a more nerdy, geeky Leon Kennedy. He continues and says that Chief Irons is a very large role, which in the second game, I wouldn't say it's a large role, but he does do a lot. He claims that the actor Donald Logue was really into the part and that he just went for it. Johannes claims that he was hilarious and added comedy to the role, but no mistake, he's a bad guy. He's not evil, he's just someone who's counting down the days until he can go to the golf course and collect his pension. Johannes said that it's a visually dark movie, and not as focused on action as the other films, but more on the scares and creepy vibes. He says that it was heavily influenced by Romero's zombie films, The Exorcist, and there's a lot of influence from John Carpenter's Assault on Precinct 13. He also states that there will be a variety of different zombies in the game, some slow, some fast. This is probably the biggest spoiler, so again, spoilers. Johannes said that he had to figure out a way to work both games into the movie and did so by having them happening at the same time. So this reveals a lot about the movie. Chris likely gets called out to join the STARS team to investigate the forest and the mansion. After Chris leaves, Claire goes into the city where she runs into Leon. Now this is different from the game because in the first game, Chris is part of the Alpha team who was sent out to investigate after the Bravo team was already sent out and they have no response from them. Richard Aiken was part of the Bravo team. Now in this movie, he's part of the STARS team, which we're just going to call them the STARS team because who knows if they're the Alpha or the Bravo or whatever they're going to call them. Then Johannes gives some more big details as he says that the helicopter crashing into the mansion, he altered and transferred it from the second game to the story of the first game and the story of Brad Vickers. And since they don't seem to merge Resident Evil 3 into this movie, this is likely the end of Brad Vickers. As I mentioned earlier, we see him getting attacked in the chopper, so he likely panics and tries to fly away but ends up crashing instead. Or he gets bit in the process and, in a panic, crashes. All in all, Johannes Roberts definitely seems like a hardcore fan of the game franchise and wanted to make a film other fans of the games would enjoy. He seems to be sticking true to a lot of the literal blueprints and designs of Capcom and the original games, but has also added his own ideas and switched some things around in some areas. However, still missing from all these trailers and details is Ada Wong, who is listed as in the movie, Mr. X, and Lieutenant Marvin, who I forgot to mention last time. Which is fine because we don't need to know every detail about the movie before it comes out, otherwise there would be no reason to go see the movie. So that is going to do it for this video. Like I said, guys, I've been playing Resident Evil over on my Twitch channel, which you can see in the background here. I've been playing for you as we go over these details. If you would like to come check me out on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/DJ_CE_S. I will be playing live tonight, more Resident Evil. So come on over, follow the channel, join the chat. And if you are new here on YouTube and you've enjoyed this video, go ahead and drop it a like, and then of course subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Like I said, I got a lot of horror stuff coming out, including more Resident Evil Village stuff that I'm working on. Layers of Fear, Outlast 2, some Visage, all kinds of horror stuff. Of course, Resident Evil, I will do my best to get uploaded around Halloween. I've got so much to work on. But like I said, if you guys are new here, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, drop a like if you enjoyed this video. That is going to do it, guys. My name is DJ CS. Have a good one. And as always, don't forget to tip your DJ. Later, dudes. I just don't know where this guy is.
Go tell Aunt Rhody that everybody